What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Beats, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make beats with stock plugins. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post notifications on, make sure you do so because it does help it a lot. Let's hop right into it. So I'm just grab a scale real quick, and I'm probably let me stop using this. Let's just use a C sharp. All right, close that. So what we could do is just go over sounds real quick. Now I know with stock plugin sounds, the problem with stock plugins isn't the plugin, right? The plugins are good. The problem is the presets. Now, most plugins, what they do is they just go ahead and ignore the most popular genre, which is rap, hip hop, pop, right? The most popular genres in the world. And they just keep making electronic music presets, EDM presets. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'll let synthwave pass. Okay, I'll let synthwave pass just a little bit. But for the most part, it's all EDM presets. Like, bro, does hip hop not exist to y'all? You know, and then when they do, let me see, where's it at? When they do add hip hop or, you know, presets, it's always like, oh, the vintage. Oh, it's the 70s. Bro, it's 2020. We going to 2021. We still don't have good presets. You know what I'm saying? But what you have to do is find the good ones and make sure you save them. Okay, now FL, if any of y'all watch, look, if you need somebody to make some legit presets for hip hop, I got you. Okay, I'm tired of this EDM stuff. I don't even know anybody. Let me stop. All right, so let's just get into this. All right, so let's go ahead and throw down some chords. Now, this part is important when picking stock sounds. Okay, it's a reason they're stock, right? Because most of the presets aren't really that crazy. With other VSTs, you can just put one note, right? And you can be able to, like, you can just click one note and you'll be able to tell, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use that. Right? Alone, like by itself, it doesn't sound good. So what you need to do when you have stock presets is you need to come up with some chords in order to really hear the potential of the sound, right? So let's just make a chord. We start on C, skip a note, go to E, skip a note, go to G sharp, and then just take that middle note and you can pull it up. And this is how you can kind of make a little melody with the chords. And I'll just go up and we could flam it a bit. You can see how now we have the full potential of this piano sound. And this is the preset that I'm using right here. All right. And I'll go through the presets as I go down. All right. And then we just add a bass note. So these are things that you need to do in order to kind of hear the potential of the sounds, right? Because if I just tried to make a little simple melody, it wouldn't sound that great. So let's pull that back and let's create a little bounce by offsetting it right here. And then we can maybe go to use that E. And then let's just keep going up. All right, so maybe right here we can stop it. So now with this, we can animate it as we go. So what we could do is maybe use this F, because we use this F up here. And these are just things I'm showing you, like, that you can look at instead of just always following the rules and doing this stuff, right? Pull these back. So what we could do is maybe put this F right here and then offset these notes and come back to this G. And then if you don't know where to go from here, go to this C, your beginning note, your root, and you can just make a chord backwards. Right? And then just take that middle note. And it's as simple as that. Oh, remove that. And then we can just stretch this out to the end. All right. And then let's copy this up. And then you can see that G, you see how everything is coming together. That G will be the next note in this chord. We could put one here. And let's see how that sounds, because I kind of like both, but I think I'm gonna run with this one. All right, so those are the chords. So now let's go ahead and put like a little melody in the background. All right, so now we just add some variation and just copy this over. All right, and we don't gotta add, and with variation, you don't gotta do much. Let's zoom in. And what we could do is just delete one note. We could delete that and it'll sound a little bit different. And then here, what we could do, and I'll just change the color. There we go. So you can just change the timing of the same notes. We don't gotta put any extra notes. You know, a lot of people, they wanna try to do something really crazy, but you don't need to do that. So we can move this one here, maybe move this up. Maybe flam this with that. Pull this up, and then we can add this B back because we need another note to kind of go back to the C. And let's just see how that sounds. And I want this to flam a little bit better. Right? And then you could play around with these two notes. And let me change the color back. So you could maybe switch them to change the feeling. Maybe change this one and put this at the G sharp. And keep in mind, we haven't added any new notes. We haven't put the A here. We're just using the same notes. And I kind of like that one better. I'm gonna mix it in with this and maybe turn the velocity down. All right, I like that. So now for like our little melody at the top, what we could do is just use any note. And I would just go with the bass notes, right? So we could start with the E because it's the middle note. So we could just pull that E up, pull it up an octave, right? And then you can just play around. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just flamming it. Right? It's all the same notes we've been using so far, right? Something simple like that. And you don't have to even do something like this. You could do something even more simpler, right? You could do something like that. It's up to you. And then let's change the velocity and just kind of mess with it a little bit. All right, now let's listen to it from the top. All right, I like that. So that's it for that. So now let's just go ahead and move on to the rest of these in the bass. All right, so all we have to do for the bass is just copy the bass notes, right? And then just paste them in here. Now here is the sound for this. I just like to use I don't even know where the sound is at, but I just like to use a synth bass for like to figure out what notes sound good. And then here's the last one, if I didn't show that. I'm gonna pull this up, do something a little different. And then we could just add some little areas for bounce in here. And then pull this up an octave. And I don't think I want to do anything crazy with this. I want this beat to be pretty smooth. Let's take out this and then let's see how this sounds. Okay, so now we can copy this to our 808. Just see how this sounds. That's probably going to be way too low. Still too low. Like it, I like it. All right, so that's the bass. So now let's go ahead and finish up with these drums. All right, so let's do the drums. I already put the clap because it's easy. You just place this here and then it should, if you have loops on, right, it should just copy it all the way over, right? So for the kick, really with this beat, I would like the kick to just be kind of, I don't really want it to shine too much. I just want it to help the 808. So I'm gonna just highlight everything and press Alt K, and then it should bring everything down to this note, all right? And I'm gonna leave it right there, pull the velocity up so it hits a little harder. again. All right, and I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm not gonna touch anymore, right? If you would like to add more kicks, you can, you know, but for me, this is just something that I like, style that I like. So for the hi-hats, right click, fill each 2 steps. And this is pretty much just how I start, and I just delete that. And then what we could do is just go in and add some chops. So we could just listen. Then I will add a chop here. Make sure I'm zoomed in though. So you can press Alt-U to chop it. And then with my chops, I like to pull the velocity down a little bit. And then we just copy this chop. Just add a little something. Again, you don't even have to do this. This is doing too much, honestly. All right, we could string these together. And let's make sure this end part sounds nice. All right, I like that. So now the last thing, we're just gonna add the snare. And I'm just place this wherever. And I'm gonna just work off of the 808 pretty much, right? So maybe one right here. Right? And then I'm gonna bring this in. This part should sound, you know, I like that dynamic. All right, so that's the beat. And I'm gonna just play it. Now, even though we only have a few melodies and it's the same melody, we have everything we need. We got a low point for the verse, and then we have enough energy to make it sound like a hook. Right? So I'm gonna just play the whole beat. And you see how just taking one instrument out just completely dials down the energy, right? So we can use this, just these combo of 3 instruments for everything that we need in the beat, right? And if you want to add more, you can. But that's it for this video. Hopefully this helped you out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if y'all new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.